ASMR for you to start the episode. Welcome back to Sippin With Sin podcast about stuff and things and stuff. And just everything important to everybody all the time, anytime, all the time. Proven by scientists, people way smarter than us. You know the spiel. Unless you're brand new, and if you're brand new, then just know this is the #1 podcast about stuff and things. Proven by people we shall not name, but just trust us. They're smarter than all of us, and we're going to accept it, okay? All right. Back for another week, another episode. It has been an eventful one, and I'm sure we will go over it. But first and foremost, we must welcome back our esteemed colleague. But we're not going to welcome him yet. I want to tell you first, because you know what? I'm gonna throw a curveball. That was my first time actually trying that GFUEL. I am drinking, for those that want to know, I am drinking a hydration because it's hotter than Satan's taint right now, everywhere. I'm drinking one of the hydration flavors, and it is grapefruit, strawberry, pineapple, I think, hydration. So it's pretty much just like GFUEL, but no caffeine. It's got like electrolytes and like no sugar and all that stuff. What is the thing? Electrolytes, no calories, no caffeine, no sugar. There you go. I had to look at one of the packets. But yeah, drinking that to hydrate. And that's different. That's pretty good. But, okay, back on track now. Now that we went off-road, we're back on road. That's right, because that's how we do. We keep things flowing. Welcome back, our esteemed colleague, the one, the only, Mr. Christian.
What's up, everyone? Feels good to be back for another week to talk about stuff and things with you.
That's right. And quick disclaimer before we do what we normally like to do. An event happened. Last weekend, me and Christian were able to meet in the third dimension. We met, right? I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got to like hang out in person. So it was a good time. We had a little birthday cookout. Had some old bandmates hanging out and family and friends. And Christian was there with his lovely partner and son. And we all hung out and just had kind of like a family cookout in a way. Like it was very family oriented. Yeah. There was babies running around. Like all my old bandmates have like nice babies pretty much, and they were just like running around causing chaos. And then we hung out, we listened to music, we ate food, we talked about, dude, everything from movies, comics to music to, I don't know, all kinds of crap. And then we ended the night by playing a board game I had never played. Christian, had you ever played it?
Never played it.
And that board game was Marvel Zombies. Shout out to Eric for bringing it. Eric brought it and taught us how to play it. I'll have to say, I would play it again. It was pretty damn fun.
I would play that a lot. Like I actually really, really liked it. I would play the hell out of that.
So it's not like your cutthroat like Monopoly or like Candyland or something. Essentially, like it was 6 players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 players, 3 couples.
Well, we played 4, right?
No.
4
there was 6. No. It was you, your partner, me and the missus, and then Eric and his wife.
Yeah, that's right. It was 6.
So you're all on a team, and you're essentially Marvel heroes with zombies. Like I was zombie Deadpool. Christian was zombie Hulk.
Zombie Hulk.
Yeah, and then you like fight Marvel heroes and like devour them. And it was pretty freaking dope. You kind of have to strategize. I was as Deadpool as you could be. I was fighting every damn thing, and I want you to know your boy ruined everybody. I destroyed everything.
Both of us were like, we're just gonna attack everything that we can, and
it was fun though.
I went a separate way, right, than you, and we went opposite ways. So my way kind of got me. I fought a couple people, devoured a couple people, and then I was just kind of there because I was trapped in this room essentially in the board game for a little while. But Deadpool, your character, was just able to just fucking shenanigans, right? So you just got to do
I was very
you
on par and in tune with my character. I was definitely embodying the Deadpool, just talking trash and kicking ass.
Absolutely. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I cannot believe how much that game cost though. That kind of blew my mind. I didn't realize board games could be so expensive.
Yeah, they get up there, man. It's a whole hobby. So once companies realize that you have a hobby of something, they start taxing the shit out of it, and there you go.
But Eric is a big board game fan. He likes to collect them, and I don't know that he had really played that one before. I think he had wanted to, but he didn't have a group, and he thought it was the perfect situation, and it worked out. And honestly, I think everybody enjoyed it. I think your partner enjoyed it too. I know the missus loved it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Eric had played it once with his partner, but it was a quick game, and then he got to play this
I
one.
bet he did that to learn,
like,
so he could
flesh
kind of
out more.
explain to us what the hell is going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. Check it out if you're into board games. Marvel Zombies. I didn't know that was a thing. I know there's a comic series on that, and it's pretty dope. It's honestly a pretty dope game. It makes me excited to play a game that I've had for a year or two now. That it's been kind of hard to get people to play, and that's Horrified. I'm super excited to play it now. I feel like it's going to be kind of similar, and I'm actually really stoked to get into it. And I know Eric wants to play it, so maybe, Christian, next time you're around, we can do it. But we will post pictures to prove that we met which we had met before. But, like, it had been a bit, so that proved that we were in the same vicinity at the same time. But it was a good time. I'm glad Christian was able to come down and hang out, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
We fed him. We fed him food, which always makes him happy.
Oh, man, that food was so good. Food was so good.
I've been sending him grill pictures this week, too, making it worse.
Yeah, oh man. Like, yeah, just know that boy is hungry right now because of the pictures that I saw of food that you ate.
So the picture I
think,
sent you, have you ever been to like the mountains like Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg or anything? You have, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever walk downtown there? I don't know the name of the place. I just know there's a place
exactly
that's an
what you're talking
arcade, but in the front of it, when you're walking down the street, they're cooking sausages with peppers and stuff. And from there's a whole area where it just smells heavenly. They did that shit on purpose, obviously, because then you smell it and you're like, oh, I gotta go get one of them sausages. That's what that smelled like cooking. Like, as I was cooking it, the missus walked out and she goes, oh my God, that smells so good. And I was like, I know. Like, I'm about to destroy this. But I cooked just like a sausage with like some onions and peppers and stuff, and it was fire. That's so good. I'm cooking some more tomorrow, actually. I'm doing that, and I think I'm going to do some more burgers.
Oh, really?
But I'm going to do we call them hangover burgers. It's like a burger, a smash burger, and then I'll do like a fried egg and put bacon on it.
That sounds dope.
It's about to slap. It's about to be so good.
Absolutely.
All right, but back on track. It was fun. Birthday shenanigans. But what we'd like to do to start every episode is talk about what we've been watching, reading, listening to, or playing this past week. And we're going to let Christian kick it off and break the ice and get us rolling into the episode.
Absolutely. So this week, as always, it seems, I've been super busy, but I did find the time to start and finish a new show that I got really into. This show is on Netflix. It is a Korean drama called Bloodhounds. And like I said, you can only watch it on Netflix. But the story is essentially about two young boxers who essentially it's their ploy to strike out against this huge private loan shark like conglomerate, right? Just think of like the Shredder if his whole thing was to like extort people, and you only had two Ninja Turtles, Leonardo and Raphael, and their whole thing was to go and take out Shredder, right? So that's kind of what it felt like. Like I said, it's a Korean show. I think it's South Korean. I don't think that matters. But like I said, it's a Korean show. It clearly was filmed and takes place during the height of COVID when a lot of things are closed down. There's not a lot of people on the streets. Everybody's wearing a mask. Obviously, you have characters not wearing masks when they're in like rooms together. But whenever they go out, you see them with masks on. And it puts you back in the feel of, prime peak COVID. But these two boxers, man, you have Gunwoo, which is our like main guy. Then you have Woo Jin, which is, his like best friend character. And both of them are boxers. They don't really say this in the show, but like just because, I pay attention to some of the boxing stuff. Gunwoo is an in boxer. In boxing is just a person who boxes like really close up, likes to get really in your face and destroy you, like body shots and then super quick face jabs to knock you out. But everything he's doing is to knock you out immediately or to stop you from breathing. Then you have Woo Jin, who's an out fighter, and he's also a southpaw, which, like I said, they don't show or talk about in the show. You just see it. So that just means southpaw just means that he boxes with his left hand instead of his right hand, and then also he's an out boxer, so he likes to dodge really, really wide dodges and then knock people out from a distance. Like he likes to use his wingspan to hit people instead of getting in too close so he can get hit. So seeing them fight each other at the beginning. They fight in a boxing match, right? And then they become friends after that. And Woo Jin is like the kind of like pretty boy, like super flashy, likes to talk a lot of shit. Gung Woo is super quiet, doesn't talk much, really awkward around people, but he can knock your head off. And the beginning of the show essentially is our main character, Gun Woo. He realizes that his mom is down bad with these loan sharks. They extorted the shit out of her. They're going to take her business away. They're like kind of threatening her. He shows up one night to her cafe and they're threatening to beat her ass. So he gets in there and knocks out pretty much every guy in this little gang for the loan shark company. And then one of our main villains shows up. He's this big gorilla looking dude and beats the dog shit out of our main character. It's sad. Like it's really sad. And our main villain, the actual main villain, shows up, cuts our main character's face to give him a scar that matches his own, and tells him like, "Hey, the only way you're gonna get out of this is if you pay me or you come work for me. And if you tell the cops I'm killing your mom," like all kinds of stuff. And that kind of sets us off on our episode. So him and his now best friend Woo Jin set out to strike out against his business. They get the money that they owe. And I really don't want to talk too much about it, y'all, because there's only 8 episodes of this show. Each episode has a really, really, really good fight in it. The choreography is amazing. The story is really tight. You get exactly what you need out of it. I will say there is a character that is in the show for the first 6 episodes and then kind of disappears. And the reasoning for that is because in real life, the actress got in a really bad drunk driving accident, got a DUI. Some people got hurt, I believe, and she shut down like a whole block because of she hit a transformer, knocked out a power to a bunch of homes and businesses, got in a lot of trouble in Korea and in Seoul, Korea, and then got written off the show. So the way that they write her off the show makes sense, but it is kind of abrupt. So with that said, the fights in this show, oh my God, I absolutely loved it. Just the first one that you see where they're fighting, you kind of know where it's going. And then no, it gets bloody. It gets brutal. It's intense. I cried like 3 different times watching this show. It got to the point to where I was supposed to do stuff around the house before I went to work. I just stayed up instead of sleeping, just stayed up and watched it. I had to binge the rest of the show because it was so good. And it's one of those shows that after you finish it, you feel really good and accomplished, but you also want a season 2, right? But the show just started airing like a week or 2 ago, so obviously there's no news for green lights for season 2. And it ends. It ends completely, so they don't need to make a season 2. I'm just greedy and I want it because I love this show. Everybody who's into dramas of any kind, who's into boxing of any kind, who's into good writing, who's into good character development, who's into just shows that really make you feel like this is one of those shows. Bloodhounds on Netflix is one of those gems that people are going to be talking about the next 5-6 years, asking for a season 2, asking to see more shows like this. So I highly, 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 highly recommend you watch Bloodhounds on Netflix. This isn't paid. I don't get any money about talking about this shit. I just watched it on my own time. Just decided one day to pick it up and start watching it. It's fantastic. One of the best shows I've seen all year, hands down. This show is up there for me with The Last of Us. Like I loved it that much. So Sin, I know you're listening. You should absolutely give this one a shot.
Wow.
But that's what I've been watching, y'all. That's what I've been watching. I've been watching nothing but that because I needed to see it. I did watch a few other things in between, but like nothing compared to Bloodhounds. It was fantastic. And it made me want to get back into like just in general boxing. So I definitely want to see more shows like this. That's it. That's what I've been watching.
That's a huge statement to put it up over Last of Us, because Last of Us for us is probably the show of the year, easily. Like best show of the year right now. I'm trying to think if there's anything I would compare. No, because Game of Thrones was last year, so
yeah.
I don't think I have anything that tops that as something that I would say damn near every episode was like a 9 or a 10.
That's true.
So that's very high regards. Okay, so for me for the week, I have been in what I would like to call Hell Week. And by Hell Week, I mean the missus had to go to the office, so it was just me and the little gremlin all week. So I did my best to have like a schedule, pretty strict schedule laid out of like activities and things to do to try to keep him occupied and not, going crazy. I think you're muted, by the way, Christian. Okay. But I did that because he's used to both parents being here. So I haven't got to stream or do really much of anything. I worked on some offline content. And I'll talk about that.
It's been a week like that. I get that.
Do what?
I said I can understand having weeks like that. It happens, man.
Like by the time she would get home and like we would eat, my brain was just like pudding, and I was like, dude, there's no way I can go online and entertain people right now because I'm like, if the internet even so much as blips bad, I'm liable just to snap and be like, screw this. So I was like, I'm just gonna mellow out and then pass out because I have to start up early again first thing. But pretty much like I lay out time where like me and him would take a morning walk. We would go walk and like enjoy nature before it got too hot and like just get him a little exercise, a little activity because he loves like going outside and walking. We would do that, and then when we come in, we would color. So we would get like instruction paper, and I would let him like do his toddler thing, which pretty much like I would draw like little basic crayon things and like try to color him to like color with him, and then he would just scribble all over the page. And we would try to do different things like read books and watched an abundance of Bluey. If you don't know what Bluey is, you don't have kids. Pretty much that's what it is. If you have kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We've watched Bluey on... I'm Blueyed out right now, but we've watched a ton of Bluey.
Absolutely.
One thing this week did do, though, like I said, it definitely hurt my going live, but it also made me look inward. And I don't know if you ever did this or not, but I'm home with him all day, every day, right? Like, I'm lucky enough to be able to do that, so I'm not missing time like that. But it made me wonder if, like, am I setting aside enough time for him when I'm not, like, trying to focus on work kind of thing? Because, like, everyone says these moments go by quick, and, like, a picture popped up on my phone, and it was him, like, around his 1-year birthday, and I was like, God, he's changed so much. And, like, I kind of had, like, an introspective look inward, like, do I need to set aside more time for him? Like, do I need to, like, do better schedule planning? Like, I don't know. It was like a weird thing. Because I know most people, like, go off to work and then you lose, like, 8 hours with them. Me, I'm here, but at the same time, like, my mind may not be here because I'm trying to think about work stuff and what I need to get done, and I'm planning and organizing and doing things, you know? I don't know. I may just be a parent thing. You always wonder that. But I feel like for the most part, he really enjoyed like that extra attention. Like the missus today was actually here. Like she's done with being in the office, so she was here today. So me and him still did like the stuff we were doing in the morning. I could definitely tell a difference in his demeanor though. Like I don't know if it's because she was here. Yeah. He was more like wound up. But like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to explain.
Okay. I will say like, from personal experience, those moments do go by really fast, and even though your son won't remember everything that's happening right now because he's forming memories now, but he'll forget a lot of stuff, and he'll also like those lasting memories that he'll have won't start up for another couple of years, right? But for you and for him, that the bond that you have it is based off of the time you spend and what you do with the time. I don't know, like I'm not there, so I can't say no. You don't stream too much, and you spend plenty of time. I mean,
I'm not like a 12-hour streamer. Like obviously, I have to fit it in with the missus' work schedule and like family and everything. So I'm doing the best I can to put out as much live content as I can, but I also try to diversify. And not having a team and it being me running socials, me editing, me scheduling, uploading, you know, like that all takes a lot of time that people probably don't realize when you get into the creator thing. Like I can't just go live every day, and that I guess you could if you were lucky grow a brand, but nowadays you have to definitely distribute. Like people on TikTok may see me and then come to live streams and vice versa. Like it all goes hand in hand. And so it's a lot of work that I do, but it's a lot of like compartmentalizing and planning, and like my brain necessarily isn't always on, hey, I'm going to take these 10 minutes and play cars with him, when I probably should. I don't know. Like we play, and obviously like I talk to him all day, but should I be more mentally present, I guess is what I'm saying. We're going deep into like dad shit right now, but it's some of the stuff I just thought about this week while it just being me and him essentially. Like
what I can say too, man, is this, and I know it's not like the most concrete answer in the world, but it's true. If you feel like you're not spending enough time, then you're probably not. If you feel like you are spending enough time, then you probably aren't. And the reason why I say that is because
Wait,
you don't know
so
how
you
much.
said it was backwards, or did you say pretty much if you feel like you're not spending enough time, you aren't, and if you feel like you are spending enough time, you still aren't?
Exactly.
So
But
either
here's
way,
the
you're
thing.
not spending enough time.
You're not. You're not. But the thing is, with that,
I don't know. For me, I always feel like I could do more, no matter what I do.
That's exactly what it is. You're always going to feel like you can do more, that you need to do more. However, finding a healthy balance is super important to both of you, because if he spends all of his time with you, I mean, it seems cool on paper, but he needs time to do other stuff. He also needs time to himself. He also needs time with his mom. He also needs time to figure out what he likes to do when you're not around. You know what I'm saying? Or when you're not mentally present. He needs time for that. You need time for that too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, parents count, right? And we want to be good ones. But the time that you spend, I think what's happening a lot of the times for parents in general, you see what your kid looks like when they're like a tiny little thing, and the time that you spend and you're talking to them and they don't understand shit you're saying, but you're doing it, right? Because that's a part of the game, that's a part of being a parent, that's a part of the fun. And then you start seeing pictures of what they used to look like, what they used to do, what they used to like, and how different they are, and how they just seem to keep getting bigger and bigger, older and older, liking different things more and more. And that's when you start feeling like, oh man, I'm missing time, or I missed this time with them, I missed when they were like this. You're always going to feel that way, because your kid's always going to evolve. They're always going to be changing until they get to about the age you are right now. And at that point, it doesn't matter, because you'll be so removed from thinking about them when they were a kid. They're always going to be he's always going to be your son. You're never going to see him as an adult, because he's always going to be your kid. However, the reason why I'm saying all of this is to say, you probably are spending the appropriate amount of time, but because he's getting older, you feel like you're missing out on him when he's a kid, when he's a baby.
I had like a
And
crazy epiphany,
typically,
like thinking about, like I said, the year popped up from, it was like right around his year birthday. And I was like, I can't even really think about what I necessarily was doing work-wise, like what was on my agenda at that time, but I can think about like, do I have memories of him around a year? Like, I'm not going to, 20 years from now, I'm not going to think back and be like, well, when he was 2 years old, I was balls deep into Diablo 4. Like, or I was making content around this. Like, probably not. I might be like, oh yeah, Diablo was out around that time. But I'm not really going to fully remember like what I was doing as much work-wise as I remember when me and him like had a schedule where we used to color together, or we used to do this together. Like that was kind of like my mindset. I don't know. Sappy parent shit was part of the week.
Happy parent shit. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is hand in hand. I mean, I guess this is how it goes. One thing I did do work-wise, and it's beyond long overdue, while I was in like when the missus, well, actually while he would take a nap, I made time. I was trying to edit. I was trying to be as productive as I could, since I knew live streaming was going to be a struggle this week. And I edited some, and I was able to finally finish a game I started a while back ago, and it's just been getting put on the back burner, burner. And that would be Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I finished my playthrough of it.
Nice.
It was pretty much a straight. I went like, at a point, I just started doing main stuff. Let's get done. Let me get through this, kind of deal. And I finished it. And if you want to watch on the YouTube channel, the Let's Play will be going up. I'm working on editing it now, and then as the internet allows it, I'll have it uploaded and we'll have it scheduled and going. But I'm working on getting all the pieces edited, but the playthrough is done, so it can be completed. I think it's been like a week or two without uploads because your boy's been busy. But I finished it. And not a bad game. But other things were distracting me, so it was hard for me to stay present in it, because I felt like I was streaming it originally. But I felt like a lot of people weren't really responding while I was streaming it, whether it be they wanted to play it themselves, they weren't into Star Wars, vice versa kind of thing. Because sometimes single-player games, you walk that line, like, people don't want to watch it because they want to experience it firsthand, which I completely understand because I do the same thing. Some people don't care and they want to watch it, and they're like, give me the spoilers. Some people aren't going to play it. So I ended up just I streamed it for a while, and then I took it offline and started just recording it. And I finally finished it. So that's one thing I did. Not a bad game. It's on par with the other one. I did enjoy it. I mean, yeah, like I don't really have much to say about it. I'm just kind of leave it at that. But other than that, I watched a show in the evenings. I actually didn't expect to finish it this week, and I did, and that would be The Bear, Season 2, starring Jeremy Allen White, commonly known as Lip from Shameless, those who have watched Shameless. And pretty much it's about him running a restaurant that was his brother's. He's a young chef, and he runs a Chicago family sandwich shop. And he pretty much turns it into, in this season, he's turning it into like a nicer dining experience because he's used to the fine dining. I will say the show does a great job of when it's like cooking time and like it's time, like orders are coming in, showing the freaking stress and anxiety because how they like, I don't know if it's the music, the way they shoot it and cut it, but dude, it stresses you the hell out. Like the orders are coming in, they're reading like stuff like this, and people are cooking. It's like Tom, dish up. Like I'm like, God, I'm getting stressed out, and I'm not even in the kitchen. Like that shit would be brutal. Just like the pacing of it. But this season was cool. In the last season, John Bernthal had I guess you would say kind of a cameo, but you find out he was Jeremy Allen White's brother that had passed away that he had got the sandwich shop from. So I always thought that was cool that Bernthal was in it. He's in it again, reprising the role in not in a big portion, but like an episode or two, you get like flashbacks of him kind of deal. And you get to meet their mother. And I don't really know what the other guy was. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if he was an uncle or what. But Bob Odenkirk, I think his name's Bob Odenkirk.
Bob
it is Bob. Okay, for a second I was like, is his first name wrong? He is some kind of family member. Which is awesome because I do love Bob Odenkirk. I enjoy him. But guess who the mother was, Christian? The mother of Lip was Jamie Lee Curtis.
Really?
Yeah,
nice.
So I saw that in the trailer and I was like, oh shit, Lori? And of course, Jamie Lee holds a special place in my heart no matter what she does. She freaking crushes this role. Like, watching, I was like, damn, Jamie, get it. So I don't know if
she's been doing great all across the board. Aside from her horror stuff, she's been doing some work.
I feel like it's touching on a lot of mental illness things, and I feel like she suffers from that in the show. Definitely, it's almost like it's like an alcoholism / bipolar. I don't really know how I would diagnose it. Like, it shows them around Christmas, and she's, like, really excited. Her kids are home, and she's so happy, you know, kids are home, and, like, the family's here, and it's real chaotic, and there's shit going on everywhere. And I don't know, a lot of you listening probably don't remember these. Christian, you probably do because you're older like me. Do you remember the kitchen timers that were, like, separate little devices that you would crank, and they would, like, ding, not attached to shit? Okay. She has, like, 6 of them things going off everywhere, and it's, like, real chaotic, and Lip's, like, helping her. And then she's really hitting that wine pretty hard, and she's on like her second bottle. And then it goes from that to, I do all this shit for you guys, and you don't even care kind of deal. And then like she's like, I could go like, you know, in my life right now, nobody would bat an eye, and like it flips like that. And then she snaps, and she ends up driving like a car into the house. Like all kinds of shit happens.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it like escalates.
It escalates quickly.
Yeah, It's a really cool cameo by her. I really enjoyed it. It's on Hulu. I recommend watching The Bear. Like I said, it has comedy elements in it. I would definitely say it's comedy, drama comedy probably. But pretty much they're dealing with like the stresses of being a small business owner and coming from like a higher standard restaurant to this, which is like this nasty looking, definitely not everything should be up to code restaurant, to now trying to make it that and having a staff that is not used to it. I don't know. It's really interesting. I did really enjoy it. And also the food looks so fire in it. God, a lot of the food looks so good. But check out The Bear. I watched it solely the first time for season 1 because of Jeremy Allen White. Just because Lip was probably my favorite character in Shameless. So I was like, oh, he's in this. I'm going to check it out. And it's cast in Chicago, which is same where Shameless was. So But I watched that. That would have been what I watched this week. Like I said, other than that, a lot of Bluey and just spending time with the boy. But before we get into the meat and potatoes, there's a couple things that I would like to discuss with young Christian here.
All right,
First, foremost, I would like thoughts. If you've seen this trailer drop for The Exorcist, thoughts.
So I must admit, I saw that the trailer came out, and I watched a little bit of it. I literally watched like the first, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds of it. And then I was like, I'll watch this later. I'm not in the place right now to actually judge this correctly. So I haven't finished the trailer since then. Because this was yesterday when I saw the first little half of the trailer. And I was just like, I'm not ready for this right now.
Can I be honest? I've watched the trailer.
Hmm.
I'm not excited. Right now. Like,
I'm not either. I know that this time around there's two girls that get possessed. I think at the same time. Yeah. And so that's different.
Based on the trailer, I think so. I did see like one or two things that remind me of the original because I'm assuming they're doing the same thing where it's like you have the original, everything else is scrapped. We're picking up however many years.
It's definitely a requel, and they have a lot of returning.
The mom is returning. They show her. I didn't see Linda Blair. Linda Blair? Yeah. Isn't that Reagan? Yeah. I didn't see her unless I just completely am an idiot and missed it. Because obviously she's a grown-ass woman now. And been a grown-ass woman for a while.
I like the fact that it's coming out. It's just that I don't know if this is something that we need, that we asked for. Also, after the controversy with Halloween and how that went, I'm just kind of afraid. We won't even get into it here.
Is it controversy or is it just displeasure, displeasing, disdain, vomit in your mouth from you?
It's all of those. Yeah,
is it controversy or is it just you being unhappy? Which I think you are one of the many.
I think it's a bit of both. And I just don't want to see that happen again with any horror franchise, right? That I care about. You know what I'm saying? But really quick, I'll just say this and be done. Scream is one of the only horror franchises that I can think of right now off the top of my head that has stayed pretty true and played pretty close to the vest when it comes to what Scream is and what those movies do, what they are, what they're about. A lot of other franchises just branch out. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's really fucking bad. Sometimes you just get mid-tier movies the whole time. You don't really know. It's kind of a crapshoot. You never know what you're going to get, you know. But I will see this movie. I do want to see The Exorcist. I'm just not excited right now.
I don't think I'm going to watch it. It's not a theater watch for me, I don't think. This could change.
Really?
As of right now, first trailer, I think I'll just wait until I can watch it at home.
Right now, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a Peacock thing, like a Halloween.
You think so?
It's going to be Peacock and, they're going to release this shit on Peacock and in theaters the same day. If I am able to go see it in theaters, I will give it that respect. Even though I didn't finish the first trailer, I will still do that.
You said it's a trilogy confirmed, right?
Yeah, they said it was going to be a trilogy.
We don't need a damn trilogy.
You don't.
You could literally do what they're doing, the original, and make this a requel and be done. But they're seeing dollar signs and the Halloween and the fact that they're cashing on the Exorcist name. Like,
they're definitely going to make this a trilogy because it's produced by like Blumhouse, right? So Blumhouse is made famous
for making the same team as Halloween, isn't it?
Yeah. They're made famous by making horror movies for cheap. They're getting actors to
come
back because they
Gordon
offer
Green
them revenue.
Danny McBride.
Yeah, I don't know how much Danny McBride is in on this.
He's listed in it, or he was, because I looked and I was like, damn.
I do. It's the same team, though. I will say I don't know like how much he's doing in this. To be honest, I do know that they're still in it. So we kind of know what to expect after watching the Halloween films. I'm not as attached to The Exorcist as I am to the
Halloween could have been really good. I'm dying on that hill. If they would have somehow kept things going like they did with 2018, that trilogy could have been the titties. But instead, they decided they wanted to super kick me right in the throat.
We'll see, though, man. Like all in all, I still respect The Exorcist. I like the movie. The original. I love the original. I like number 3.
The original is known as one of the most scariest movies of all time. Is it not? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it is. I don't think that,
No,
obviously,
I
but I
don't
mean,
think
it didn't come out.
it ruined. Scary Movie ruined it for me. I made the mistake of being younger and watching Scary Movie before I watched Exorcist. So when I did watch Exorcist, I was just laughing. I was like, man, I'm a messed up kid. There's something very wrong with me. Like, here's this
Yeah.
possessed girl, and I'm just laughing my ass off.
For me, it's just like, to be honest, just like movies that I love that generations after me don't love. I didn't grow up watching The Exorcist, so I don't think it's that scary. I
That
think the
generation,
movie's
though, is gonna
fantastic.
hold it in high regards forever.
Yeah, I think the movie's great. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a classic.
Yeah.
However, it's not my favorite. It's not my typical genre. Possession movies are cool and I like them, but they're not my favorite. I just like to see what
That
people
would be a
try
great
to do
question to know
differently.
what your scariest movie of all time is. What you would label as the scariest.
It's hard to say because it's all relative, right? It's like just like most of
That's
the
a
movies that I
hard-ass
think they're
question.
scary are movies that I watched when I was a kid. But when I was a kid, I was watching 80s horror films. So like none of those were really scary. They were just
Ooh. Hey, I'm getting
yeah,
all kinds of questions and segments for spooky season, which is rapidly approaching. But
rapidly.
best decade of horror. I mean, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Like, we could break down decades of horror and really go in depth on, like, here's your 80s horror decade. I guess you would just call it a decade, right? I mean, yeah, it's a decade, but that would be a fun conversation. Going
That's a
over,
whole
like, 80s
podcast
movies,
in
going over
itself.
90s movies. If you
Man,
guys would
that's
like
a
to hear
whole
that, definitely let
podcast.
us know. All right, well,
I'd
getting
love
back
to talk about
on track a little bit. I deviated a little bit there. One other little piece of news before we get into the meat and potatoes of the episode is I have somewhat stumbled across, which is now gaining a lot of popularity, I believe, and but it's a conspiracy theory. And I can't lie, a good conspiracy theory that makes you think and you're like, you start questioning and thinking about things is like that. They always intrigue me. They always grasp me. This one, I'm not gonna lie, I would never even thought about. I didn't. To be honest, I haven't paid 2 shits worth of attention to like half of it. But it comes from Tom Segura, which it's not from his theory. He is just using his platform to spread stuff he has heard and he has seen and has been shown to him. So he's the one that's getting a lot of the spotlight for bringing this to the light, but apparently this has been a theory that's been going on for a while. Christian, do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Because I'm really curious to see your response to this.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
All right, are you ready for this? Are you
ready?
Okay, so he's bringing to light a theory that has been presented to him, and that is that a very popular country singer is a serial killer.
Well, I haven't heard this, and I don't really listen to country, so let's hear this.
Oh, you know exactly who this is. One of the most popular country music singers of all time, Garth Brooks, is a serial killer.
Wow.
Okay, and before you're like,
okay.
oh, that's crazy, because I was like, I remember as a kid, Garth Brooks, like, in the 90s stuff, dude he printed money. Like, everything he did was a number one. My parents listened to country, so I grew up around Garth Brooks. And, as you're a kid, you're impressionable, so I've listened to everything all my life. So I had Garth Brooks stuff. So here's the theory. Apparently, people have lined up missing people and murders with tour dates that happened the day of his show, and this has happened a lot over the years. So people are putting together, and most people, like, if he's getting accused by other people now, but Tom Segura, even on his stand-up, is like, where the bodies at, Garth? So this, like, he will not address it. Most people will be like, this is stupid, I'm not a serial killer. He's ignoring it. He will not say anything about it.
Honestly, probably the smartest thing for him to do legally.
But like, I want to find the image of how many bodies they're saying, but they're saying literally so many missing persons. Someone said women. I don't know if it's true that it's women. I don't know if it's just women, but it's happening the night of his shows when he rolls into towns. Which, Granted, conspiracy people, like, obviously,
Oh my god,
it's conspiracy. But in my head,
that's so
watching the serial killer
funny,
stuff,
dude.
if this was to ever be true, which it probably isn't, I know Garth will never hear this, but it probably isn't. But to me, it's actually kind of fascinating. If there was a music singer, pop icon, dude, how great of an MO, if you think in terms of like Dexter and blending in, would that be? Christian's dying over there. Like, you roll into town, you're like, hey, come to the green room, murder. Your people dispose of the body. You roll into the next town. You sing, murder. Like, you feed your dark passenger. How notorious he would be the most prolific, notorious serial killer of all time. Being that high profile, that would be freaking nuts.
It's like that's really funny. That's just like coming out with a story that breaks the internet. Like Tom Cruise confirmed cannibal, like some shit like that.
Dude,
how like I literally, because I was laughing so hard just now, I just looked up Garth Brooks serial killer, and the first thing that pops up says, Garth Brooks keeps getting accused of being a serial killer on social media, and here's why. And I didn't read the whole article, but one of the first things that pops up is a picture of Garth Brooks with his fucking big ass hat on, looking confused. And it says, Garth Brooks is not a serial killer. There are no facts to support it. There have never been. But that hasn't stopped the accusation from spiraling out of control on social media.
I keep seeing people reference his tour dates to missing people. I would actually love to see whatever that document is. I would like to see them line that up. Because right now, I just see people talking about it, but I haven't seen the actual...
Before we move on, let me just
So
read
if
this
you
really
type
quick.
in Garth Brooks conspiracy on TikTok right now, dude, it's a rabbit hole of crazy shit with the same ominous music. One of them is either like early 90s or something. He's on a talk show and it's like, Garth Brooks removes his mask on accident on live TV. And I'm like, what the shit is this? And they're like, if you were in a Western, what would you play? He's like, I'd be the bad guy. And they're like, no, you're a good guy. And he's like, I'd like to kill people. And they're like, no. I'm like, that's not removing the mask.
I'm literally looking at a compilation of Twitter posts right now about it. And one of them, it just says, Garth Brooks is a literal serial killer. Garth Brooks is a literal serial killer, Michael. The families deserve closure, and I don't think it's appropriate to suggest people emulate him. Please reconsider your stance, because somebody's saying he's not a serial killer. And then another person named Nate, just a random person named Nate, says, Garth Brooks might be a serial killer. The next person says, would anyone want to be a serial killer, ? Where are the bodies, Garth?
Dude, that's a common comment on like online. Like, people actually, if you go to any of his posts, apparently people will not stop commenting, where the bodies, Garth. And there was some Houston show where it's
everybody replying, dude. Everybody's replying to somebody named Michael J. Stern 1 on Twitter. And literally there's a dude on Twitter, random guy, replying to Michael J. Stern 1 that his name is Stinky Pete. And Stinky Pete literally just says,
incredible name.
Where are the bodies at Garth Brooks? Garth Brooks is a serial killer. Garth Brooks is a serial killer.
Look, I'm not.
This is hilarious.
It's not fascinating to me because there's credibility. Because it's the internet, and you know how that goes. What's fascinating to me is I've never thought about that from like, because most of the time, like your Bundys and all, or your Gacy's, they're not like as notable, I guess. Like Bundy was a lawyer, and he was more outgoing than most, but most of them aren't. They kind of just blend in. They're a normal person, which is like the MO. But if there ever was like a celebrity singer, musician that's like very well known, there was a serial killer, that would just, dude, can you imagine like the shockwaves that would send through media and stuff? Like if it was true, like 27 bodies found for Garth Brooks's bloody run, be like, what the shit just happened? Like, that's crazy. That's what I found fascinating, and that's the only reason like it caught my attention.
This shit is so funny, dude. I literally just got on my horror account Twitter just to just to post where are the bodies.
Oh my God. No, you need to look. There's I don't know when this show was, but he performed in Houston, and like there was some fan, and like he's up there singing, and it's something about Garth, like a sign, and then he drops that sign when the camera hits him, and the sign literally says, "Where's the bodies, G?" And the camera cuts away immediately, goes back to Garth on stage, and it's a clip of it. Like, where? Hold on. Oh God, search that. This is what we're dealing with. So now I've ruined Christian.
Oh.
Christian, for the rest of the day, is going to be looking up like Garth Brooks conspiracy and probably just pissing himself with laughter.
I can't fucking wait to go to work tonight and just be like, y'all heard about Garth Brooks? I can't.
Dude, it's nuts. But this is all from the comedian Tom Segura. And apparently he's like, I saw an interview where he keeps talking about it. And he's like, look, I'm not making this up. I'm not bringing this to light. Literally, I'm just repeating stuff that I've read or I have seen. Like, I'm not doing, the stuff. But he said Garth blocked him on one of the socials. And then like someone he knows said that like they brought up Tom's name around Garth, and Garth was like, I think it's funny as hell that he broke all of his shit that time trying to play basketball. Like Garth was like hostile about it. I was like, damn, Garth is mad as shit. Like, why are you angry?
I would be too, man. It's hilarious though. It's so funny.
I don't know. That would be
funny.
insane. It makes me want to go down the rabbit hole, but also I know the cesspool that is the internet and stuff like this. But I had to bring it up. We could dude, it would be fun to go down like a conspiracy rabbit hole one episode where we just start talking about crazy conspiracies.
Oh man, I know I heard one the other day that birds aren't actually real. They're just drones that the government put out there, and when they migrate for the winter, it's really just them going to recharge the batteries. I literally heard this at work like 2-3 weeks ago. It's insane. Yeah.
What?
I was like, so when you see dead birds like on the street or whatever, they're not real. And they were like,
I mean, what about the baby birds that get put in like my wife's like ferns and stuff that are right there that I see?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I questioned it. And they were like, nah, dude, most of the birds that you see aren't actual birds. They put in regular birds to kind of throw us off. It was insane. But anyway, we're getting off track.
Okay.
We need to hop back in.
If you would like a conspiracy episode, let us know. We can. Oh God, we can go more into Garth Brooks if you like. We can actually research it because I'm sure there's.
Plenty. Oh yeah, I'll gladly do some research on that.
I'm sure there's plenty to research.
Let's hop in.
Whether or not a damn bit of it's credible, and you can decide. I want to find the dates. True. That's my thing. I want to know what the dates are because he's been around since.
We're running out of time. We got.
He has an alter personality. Do you remember Chris Gaines?
No, kind of. Yes.
So I don't know what it was. It a pop album? Anyways, Garth Brooks, like near the height of his career or whatever, he was like, "I'm gonna introduce you to Chris Gaines," and it was him, but he had emo hair. It was like black emo hair, and he was singing. I think it was pop. And they're like, "See, he's got an alter ego." I'm like, "Oh my God, people!" Like,
it's hilarious, bro.
Whatever. Okay, so off of Garth Brooks because this will never-ending spiral. We're gonna get to the meat and potatoes, and that is, a couple things happened. We got a new Mortal Kombat 1 trailer that I'm sure we'll talk about. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've seen it. I know the gist of it, but I don't think I've seen it. What I have seen though is we got Kombat Pack 1. We got the announcement of who's gonna be in it, and by God, the rumors are true. And what I mean by that is Kombat Pack, I'm going to list you who's in it. We have Quan Chi. I like that addition. All these are playable, by the way. My understanding is they're playable, not cameo. Kombat Pack, you're playing them. There's no way you're going to pay for these names and then be cameos. Like, that would just be the dumbest thing ever. I'm sure there will be cameos probably in it, but you're playable characters. Quan Chi. Solid. I'm happy with that. Ermac. Fantastic. Happy with that. Takeda. Love it. I really enjoyed him in X. Yeah, I didn't think about that. In Final Fantasy, Jesus. In Mortal Kombat 10. All right. You have Omni-Man. Voiced by J.K. Simmons.
I'm invincible.
Fan-freaking-tastic. Love it. Peacemaker, and Homelander. Jesus Christ, I cannot wait to see the fatalities for honestly all three of those. But Omni-Man and Homelander fatalities, I cannot wait. They're gonna play just like Superman, different variants of Superman from Injustice.
Mm-hmm. Superman and Zod, yeah.
Yeah. But I love that addition personally.
This is really quick. I got to say this really fast because I know it's going to come back. It's going to be in the comments of all the videos. Everybody's going to ask me, who do I think would win between Omni-Man and Homelander? I already know you're going to ask me. You're probably typing it right now. Stop typing. I'm going to tell you right now. Omni-Man wins, hands down. It is no contest. Now we can move on.
I agree with that. I was going to argue and be like,
literally.
I was going to argue and be like, how do you get that when they're both
chest.
Superman? But my mind, instantly, I don't. Omni-Man is a better fighter. Homelander can't, like, other than his special abilities and overpowering people, if he has someone of equal strength, he struggles. Where Omni-Man will beat the dog shit. He's all, like, yeah, I agree with that.
Omni-Man is essentially a Saiyan, right? If Superman was a Saiyan, that's who Omni-Man is. He gets stronger after every fight. After every fight, he's getting stronger. Invincible, his son, who has the potential to be even stronger,
which comes out
than
this
him
year,
at base level.
Like November or something, I think.
Yeah, if they get into like the fucking Vegeta shit, if they get into a near fatal battle and live, they're automatically stronger when they come back, dude. So they get like a Zenkai boost every time they fight. So,
I think Homelander exposed how bad he is at combat in the most recent season of Boys. Because when it comes to someone who can match him and he can't just like overpower them or make them fear him with his strength and his eye beams and shit, then he isn't necessarily great in hand-to-hand.
Yeah.
So I agree with that.
Let's hop back in because like we are running out of time hardcore. Okay. So
I'm gonna read the playable characters confirmed thus far real quick, and then we're gonna let Christian go into the trailer and thoughts. Okay, so confirmed characters as the time of recording this for Mortal Kombat 1 are Johnny Cage, Kung Lao, Mileena, Rain, Sub-Zero, Liu Kang. If you pre-order, you get Shang Tsung DLC character, Scorpion, Smoke, Katana, Raiden, Kenshi, Baraka, Li Mei, and Tanya are confirmed thus far, with your combat pack being Quan Chi, Ermac, Takeda, Omni-Man, Peacemaker, and Homelander confirmed. Cameo fighters, as of right now, are Kano, Sector, Sonya Blade, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Jax, Cyrax, Kung Lao, Striker, Frost, Goro, and Darius. So that's where we stand currently with the roster for MK1. And with that, we're going to let Christian get into his thoughts because I'm sure he's about to bitch about Cameo.
All right, so I'm going to give you guys my thoughts as quickly as I can because we are running out of time. Johnny Cage, absolute must. Kung Lao, yes, please. Mileena, always. Rain, he's going to be super annoying to fight against. But yes, I want all the ninjas. Sub-Zero, absolutely. You can't have Mortal Kombat without Sub-Zero. Liu Kang, absolutely. You can have Mortal Kombat without Liu Kang, but they don't do too well, as we've seen. I'm going to pre-order the game, and Shang Tsung's one of my favorite characters to play anyway, so I love him. Thank you. Can't wait. And I love his new design as well. He looks great. Scorpion, yes. Like I said, you can't have him without those two staple ninjas for sure. He's probably not going to be one of the characters I play the most, but it doesn't matter. You got to have him. Smoke is going to be interesting this time around. Every time Smoke's in a Mortal Kombat game, he's always a favorite. Katana, yes, you need her. Raiden's always one of those characters that I want to get good with, but never do. Can't wait to play him, though. I like his new design. He looks a lot younger, and it's throwing me off because he looks just like Kung Lao this time around. So I got to get used to that and figure out why they look so similar. And then you have Kenshi. Kenshi's always fun to play. Baraka is always fun to beat up. So he's a jobber in my book, and I'm definitely going to job him out. Li Mei, I think Li Mei's new, to be honest. I don't remember her from any of the other games. I think
she's new to MK, unless I'm wrong.
I mean, I don't know who Li Mei is, and she seems new. There are characters that I would love to replace her with and put them in instead, but, that's where the cookie crumbles. And then I haven't played as Tanya in a Mortal Kombat game since maybe an Armageddon. It's been a hot minute. And no, she was in X, I think.
She was DLC.
I don't remember. Yeah. So she was in X's DLC. So it's been a minute because I don't think I played too much of the DLC of her when she came out. But there you go. As far as the combat pack goes, I mean, I've got nothing bad to say. Nothing bad. I love Quan Chi. He's such a slimy son of a bitch. Ermac's always fun. His combo sets are always really cool. Takeda was a favorite that everybody wanted to see come back. And to me, he's just a Scorpion clone that has different moves, but that doesn't make him any less fun. I did really like him. His character was kind of bland to me, but playing him was really fun. Obviously, I'm going to play the fuck out of Omni-Man. I'm going to play the fuck out of Peacemaker, and I'm going to play the fuck out of Homelander. I'll probably also like to beat the shit out of Homelander, too, because he's such a slimy son of a bitch in the show and in the comic series. Now, let's get on to our confirmed cameo characters. Ano being a cameo character kind of makes sense. I get it. Sector being a cameo character, I fucking hate it. I want him to be playable. It really gets on my nerves. Sonya. Why is Sonya not a confirmed playable character? That really irritates the shit out of me. I love Sonya, so that pisses me off hardcore. Sub-Zero and Scorpion being cameos, because they're playable, I don't care. Jax being a cameo is really annoying because I like playing Jax as well. Cyrax being a cameo really fucking annoys me. Give me the Cyber Ninjas. Let me play as them. They don't need to be cameos. That's so fucking irritating. I hope that they release something later and they're playable characters and I get to eat all these words. I would love to be wrong. But right now, that really fucking irritates me. Then we got Kung Lao being a cameo. Him being a cameo actually makes sense. And if he was a cameo and not a playable character, I probably wouldn't be as mad. But because he is playable, it's fine. Stryker, like, do they just fucking hate Stryker? Like, he was in Mortal Kombat 9, I think, and nothing else. He hasn't been in Mortal Kombat since. So him just being a cameo kind of sucks. I mean, I don't think he's a fan favorite, so I kind of get it. But damn, the one that hurts me the most, though, the one that hurts me the fucking most is Frost. We finally get Frost being a humanoid ninja again, not a cyborg ninja, and she's a fucking cameo. Frost had one of the coolest designs to me, just being like a female Sub-Zero, having the white spiky hair, being a kind of a badass, also kind of being evil. Like, I really liked that. She gave me the Bihan vibe, and I really liked her. But her being just a cameo, I can't explain to you how irritating that is to me as just a fan of that character. It really fucking pisses me off. Goro being a cameo, it's whatever. I mean, they're going to make the Shokan characters cameos. I already know. We'll probably get a Shiva cameo as well. Fuck it, whatever. And then Darius being a cameo, I could give a shit. Honestly, I don't care.
Darius has to be brand new, right?
Replaced him. Darius has been in another game. I think it was Armageddon. Like, he was in something else. I remember
I don't know shit about Darius,
hearing about him. But I didn't like playing Darius. I remember he was in a game. I didn't like him, though. So I don't give a shit about Darius. They could have taken him out and replaced him with anybody else. That's my quick thoughts on the characters from Mortal Kombat. I can't wait to see who else is confirmed. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think. 9 characters to be confirmed on the main cast. We still have 4 of the cameos to be confirmed, and I believe there's going to be 2 other combat packs as well. My main thing right now,
confirmed for sure. It's gonna be a pretty big ass roster.
I don't remember if they had the date for the combat pack available. If they do, please let me know. But I want to know the date that's going to be available, because I'm legitimately waiting at this point to play as those new combat pack characters. All of the characters in the first combat pack are characters that I want to play as anyway, and 3 of those characters are characters that I thought should have been in the main roster to begin with. So I'm super excited to play this combat cast, and I cannot wait. Sorry, combat pack, and I can't wait to get those characters. So I need to know the date. I don't know if it's available, but if it is, somebody let your boy know, because I need it. But those are my thoughts on the Mortal Kombat characters confirmed and to come. So let me know your thoughts, obviously, and then Sin, I'm sure you have something to say about them as well before we wrap.
I was curious what you thought about the most recent trailer, which is where they revealed like Li Mei and all them.
I haven't seen the trailer where they announced the other like playable characters for the main roster. I only saw the one for the combat pack. I didn't even know there was another trailer until yesterday, but I didn't have time to watch it. So I will go and watch that after we record here. So I'll let you know what I think.
Time of recording this too, they also announced that, pull up, make sure I have my dates right. If you pre-order, you get beta access August 18th through the 21st.
Nice.
And playable characters for the beta, if you pre-ordered, pulling up my stuff, double checking because I don't want to give you wrong facts. Fighters will be Liu Kang, Sub-Zero, Kenshi, Katana, Johnny Cage, and Lee May. Cameos will be Kano, Sonya, Jackson Frost. Stages will be the Tea House and Johnny Cage's mansion.
Okay.
So that's the beta coming out. So you'll have that one, and I'm assuming there'll probably be an open beta. Probably not long after that because it releases the 19th or whatever of September. So
that's right.
It should start. We'll get a combat cast here the next week or two, I would imagine, and then you'll have that beta, and then it'll just snowball and continue to go towards full release, is what I'm thinking. But we'll see. Roster's looking pretty good so far. I'm definitely curious where Reptile's going to fall. Because I'm going to be honest, I haven't really gave a shit about Reptile in a while, but I would like to see Reptile kind of be revitalized a little bit. I don't really know where they'll put him. Trying to think who else they can throw in that we don't have yet.
I would love for Reptile to be in this game. I mean, it's no secret that I love most of the ninja characters, especially the ones that aren't cyborgs. Like, I liked having, like, when we got Cyborg Sub-Zero and or Cyber Sub-Zero and all that stuff, it was cool. It was. But I am a big fan of those original ninja characters. So when we do get the cyborg ninjas, like the original Ketchup and Mustard, Cyrax and Sector, I love them. I do. However, all of the other ninjas, the Ermac characters, the reptiles, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Smoke, Rain, like I love all of them. So I want all of them to be playable because who doesn't like playing as those ninjas? That's one of the reasons why Mortal Kombat got so popular to begin with. And we all know, like, it's the same, ninja over and over again, just a different color, and then they give them a different moveset, blah, blah, blah. But who gives a shit? It's fun as fuck. So give me those ninjas. I want them. So Reptile is a part of that, but I am with you on that.
I would like a redo Reptile. I'm kind of tired of the reptilian Reptile. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Please
let's bring
give us
a human form
reptile
of him or whatever.
I would love, honestly, to have a reptile that has, like, he's human, but, like, his arms and stuff has the scaly texture on them.
That's dope.
And then even,
they
like,
kind of shit on him being a ninja.
Texture.
Like, they made him full creature. Like the last.
Yeah, he could even have, like, talons if he wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's fine.
Like the super, like, long nails and shit, but, like, give him a humanoid face. And then when he takes his mask off, he could have more of a reptilian-looking look, but, like, give me the option. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm down with that.
But anyway, that's my quick thoughts. That's me complaining a little bit. That's what I think. And
Christian complained about Mortal Kombat. Who would have thought it? That never happens.
Who would have thought?
All right. Well, we'll definitely have more. I mean, MK is going to be in our announcements and news probably quite a bit going forward. Like I said, I'm sure they are going to pick up even more pace with Combat Cast, with the pre-order beta coming out soon, and so forth, so forth. So we'll be going over stuff as we get more trailers, more gameplay, more announcements, all that stuff. We'll be talking about it. All right, that's it for this episode, and it's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time again. You know what time it is, where we
pass the whiskey.
That's right. Get your
whiskey
as we go into the last call question for the week, and I believe it's coming from our one and only Dreadlock Wizard himself, Mr. Christian.
Yes, it is, guys. The question of the week is simple. What is the next fighting game you would like to see announced? It could be an existing IP. It could be brand new. I would love to hear what that would be for you.
So I know what you think I'm going to say, and it's the easy layup answer. That obviously
I know what you think I'm going to say.
But one that I'm not going for the layup and the gimme. One I would love to see redone and brought back into existence is Bloody Roar.
Damn, that's what I was going to say.
I used to love Bloody Roar. Transforming into animals. Dude, that shit was so good.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
The one I figured you thought I would say is Injustice, which is a clear, easy NetherRealm. Obviously, we're marked for NetherRealm. We love NetherRealm. So, obviously, if they announce Injustice, that's a buy. Like, yes, that's easy. But Bloody Roar, to me, in my heart of hearts, from when I was a younger lad, I spent hours playing the shit out of Bloody Roar, and I loved it. Loved it.
So good. So good.
So, I would love to see that be redone.
Damn, I got to think of something else now because that's what I was going to say. You know what? I got it already.
All right.
There's a game. There's a game that I used to play a shit ton of with my buddy Warren, and it was on the Dreamcast. The game was called Power Stone. Would love to see a full remaster redo of Power Stone. New characters, new story, new game mechanics, like the whole nine. I would love to see them take the IP for Power Stone and really do something different with it.
Okay.
Obviously, Injustice 3, like, pump it into.
I mean,
my
that's the
veins. I love
layup
that.
answer. That's the easy one. Everybody knows it's no secret how much we love NetherRealm, and you complain about Injustice all the time. So that's the super easy answer. But I wanted to not go the easy route.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Bloody Roar character? If you don't say Hugo. I had to think about it.
The wolf.
Yeah.
I really liked Hugo. I really liked Bakura, which was the mole, and I really liked Sheva. I can't remember her name. Sheila. She was the cheetah.
Oh. No, Gato. I think is his name. Gato.
Gato was the lion. I was garbage with Gato, but he was dope.
Yeah. That was a dope game, though. You could fight as humans and then transform and go into your animal form and whoop ass. Dude, that was a sick game. Really sick game. I would, if they totally did like the Twisted Metal thing.
Oh, and Ginny.
Back. Who?
I like Ginny, too, the bat. I love Ginny. Yeah.
If they brought that back where you could play it on PlayStation like they do on like PS5 or like they did with Twisted Metal stuff, I would 100% be all over that shit. All right, but that's going to do it for this episode. There may be some weird little cuts and edits here as we had technical issues, so I do apologize if you run into those. I'm going to do the best I can to make it one smooth thing together for you this week. But we appreciate you listening and enjoying. And let us know your answer to last call. What fighting game would you like to see either brought back or, yeah, let me know. Let us know. We would love to hear. Also, let us know what you think about Mortal Kombat. Are you excited? Give us your thoughts on it. And let us know about Garth Brooks. We're also curious about that, too, because, I don't know. Why not? Why not? But if you'd like your question to be featured in Last Call, join the Gilded server, gilded.gg/Sinister Pack. In the application put from the pod, there's a section dedicated just to Last Call questions where you can submit your question, get it featured on an episode, as well as you can talk about episodes. You can talk about Sinister Tales, stuff that goes bump in the night, which we'll be bringing back very soon in time for spooky season. So drop your story there. You can also submit your Last Call question over on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, or Threads. Which I don't really know how you would do it on Threads. I guess you would just add us. But, you know, whatever. Potato. At Sippin With Sin, SIPPIN with Sin. Follow us on those socials. That's right. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. Go show some love there. Episodes come out every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Time on all audio platforms, Spotify, Anchor.fm, Apple, Google, Overcast, and many, many more. Go rate it 5-star, subscribe, follow, whatever the site recommends. Show the love. Spread it. Share it with a friend. And enjoy the episodes. We appreciate you. Continue to help the audience grow. And continue to spread the good word. You can watch the video version on YouTube at the same time. Wednesdays, 8 a.m. Central Time every week over my personal YouTube, youtube.com/IamSinister. Thumbs up it, subscribe to it. Let us know what you think, such as Sir Yobi does. He did last week on there, so shout out to Yobi, as always. And, yeah, that's where you can find the episodes every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Time. You can find me on my personal socials over on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads at IamSinisterTV. You can find me streaming on kick.com/IamSinister. You can find me on TikTok at IamSinisterTV. You can find me on twitch.tv/IamSinisterTV. Facebook.com/IamSinisterTV. Threads, all that stuff. You know, you can just find me. Come say hello. Come watch the streams. Come hang out with me, okay? Christian, where can the lovely folks find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Venom Inc., all one word. You guys can also find me on TikTok at my full name, Christian Vincent. You guys can find me on Twitter at my horror podcast, which is Horrorverse Pod. We will be coming back. We got some things going on and some things in the works. So we will see you guys at the top of the year. But thank you so much for being patient. Thank you so much for speaking to us, keeping in contact with us, and asking what we're going to cover next. We appreciate it.
All right. And don't forget, go get your GFUEL needs and use code Sinister to save yourself some coin. They just released a Twisted Metal collab. Go get that. Go get whatever. Just go pick up GFUEL and use code Sinister. Support your boy. Support Sippin With Sin because we sip GFUEL on the podcast.
Yeah,
too.
That's kind of how we support the podcast, and all the technical difficulties are covered by GFUEL. So thank you so much, GFUEL.
God, dude. These technical difficulties make me want to headbutt a desk. But that's going to do it for this week. If you made it this far, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Thanks for being a part of it. Spooky season is coming up close, so we'll have some fun stuff for you then. But thank you for listening, and we will see you guys next week. You don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. It's time for Christian to lock the doors down for this week.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Sipping with Sin. Be sure to leave a 5-star review. Hit that like button. If you guys are listening to us on Spotify or Apple Music, please leave a 5-star review. Let us know what you think. Let the algorithm know what you think of us so we can get more. We love to see those. We do read every single comment, by the way, so just so you know, even the bad ones. And we love you guys. But I'm going to leave you with 3 words that will save your life one day. If you know them, say it with me. If you don't know them, listen very carefully. Those words are as follows. Don't get cut it.
See you guys next week.